Welcome everyone. What's going on? Monday 19th of August. Everything's blended into one. It's all going well. Jamie, welcome. Spotless. You're right, guys. Early? Yeah, I made an effort today. 3 minutes early. 3 minutes early, boys. Everyone okay? Not even ready. Best brush for conservatories. That's a tough one. It's very much down to personal preference. We're getting straight into it. Let's go. Come on. Let's go. I'll show you the one I started with. For conservatories, I like a bit of a stiffy. I don't really... I prefer... I've used my soft brush on conservatories and it's good for getting in all the crannies, but I'm not sure if it's appropriate for scrubbing the dirty patches. I've got a fascia, soffit and gutter brushes. Here we go. Let's get straight into it, boys. Come on. Welcome everyone. Welcome Matt. You right, mate? Anvil. Now then, mister. What the hell? What are you talking about? Craig's in here talking nonsense again. Missing the weekly vids. Oh, I've put one out today. Terrible day. Use the new machine from PWS. Their budget machine, Alpha BB. Very impressed. A terrible day. Is it the Alpha Carry that you're talking about, or a different one? Was it a good video? I wasn't sure. Jake does conservatories with a stiffy. Shut up. You're taking my words and you're twisting them. So I bought this flocked. Just turn the music down a bit. I bought this flocked brush a while back. And the edges are kind of stiff. The side bristles aren't flocked, so they're the same. Are they the same? They're just not flocked, so they're a little bit stiffer. So this is quite good. I like this one. And I suppose the edge ones, you can sort of get in underneath and flick the moss out with those ones. So this is actually not a bad brush for gutters, fascias, soffits, conservatories, because also with gutters, you can push it and it bends up underneath the gutter, which is pretty good. You like those ones, do you, Dauntless? I've also got a slight stiffy. It's a sill brush, and it's this one, the Sill Extreme, and it's good for hot water. So it's funny you should mention, look, stiff. It's funny that you should mention cleaning conservatories and stuff, which brought me onto the Gardener website, because it's something I wanted to talk about tonight. Maybe we'll get onto that in a bit. Yeah, Naz, I took a bit of a break from the videos because I just wanted to make a good one, and I thought if I try and film one every week and just try and get them out, I'm just going to be filming nonsense really, and they're going to get a bit boring. So I wanted to just save it up and do it properly, you know. Why have you had a terrible day, Jamie? I need the edges best for moss, better than the one I'm using. Yeah, because if you have it too soft, if you have like a soft brush, you can't sort of scrape with it, you know what I mean? The Unger brush, the bristles are very long. Unger brush. Oh, this is the one that Gutter Vacuum Systems sell, isn't it? I'm sure they sell the Unger one. It's a big old brush. It looks like a thick boy. Radius brush. Yeah, look at the size of that one. It's huge. I like the look of that one because it's curved as well, so I bet those bristles you can push up underneath the gutter. And I wonder if these bristles are different. Perfect for cleaning gutters, UPVC and cladding. Multi-position for interchangeable quick release jets. Oh, you can put the jets in different places. Or am I misunderstanding that? Video. Oh, look. It's quite a thick boy, isn't it? Quite a chunky boy. That's a little pole. That's a tiny little pole. Go on, use it, I dare you. That's Julia, that is. I can tell by her fingers. Huge! Evening, Russ. XTX, welcome. Evening, guys. Like the sealing video, I have a tarmac sealer on a driveway on Wednesday as the customer dropped a full can of expanding foam, pierced the can and sprayed 7 meters by 2 meters. No way. Do you need to like scrape it up first or something? Do you need to, or can you just pressure wash it? What's your plan of action, Smart Exterior? You need a break now and again. Hope they start coming thick and fast. So I wanted a pressure washer for my washing my cars. Bought and sold a few in the end. Landed on one brand that is ace. Ooh, the Kranzel 2160. $2160. It's over $1,000. What are we talking? 11 litres per minute. I mean, that's not bad for a little electric machine, is it? For an electric pressure washer, it's pumping out 11 litres per minute. Little turbo nozzle. Suitable for domestic, commercial or industrial use up to 8 hours per day. What's people's thoughts on that? You wouldn't want it for cleaning driveways though, would you? Would you? I mean, if you're just using it for cleaning your car, I suppose it's idyllic. Show me a bigger picky. I like the pressure gauge right on the front. It looks quite smart, actually. She looks happy. She looks too happy. Why is she so happy? Make the picture bigger. I want to see why she's so happy. Oh, you can lie it down as well. I thought she'd knocked it over. Stupid. Stupid. The clips feature, Matt. That's your job for tonight. It's just take everything out of context and make clips. You put a funny meme on the other day. What was that meme you did? Is this music a bit too much for the beginning of the stream? Do we mind? Turn it down a little bit. Matt, which section did you put it in? Was it in photos? I trust that it was in photos because that's where it belongs. It wasn't. What are you doing? Was it in... Oh god, he's already clipping stuff. God damn it. It's already in the Discord. There. That's so creative. Such an idiot. So for those of you that don't know, I occasionally put out the video early for members only. So yeah, the lucky boys in the Discord got access to the video about 24 hours early. What about that then? I don't know what you're talking about, Craig. Hi, Hooper. Sent you pics on Discord, Jake, if you wanted to share. Soft brush caused my terrible day. Unger brush isn't any good. Yes, the one I got from Gutterback. Unger brush isn't any good. What have you sent me on Discord? Alpha BB, budget machine, 18 litre per minute. Oh, this is the one that he was talking about last week, isn't it? So you bought one? That's a tidy budget machine, isn't it? Very tidy indeed. That's lovely. It's on the skid as well. Got the decent fittings. Pressure gauge. 18 litres per minute. How budget are we talking? So this is a PWS machine. I mean, that is extremely tidy in there, isn't it? It's small. Compact. Cheers, guys. Have you made this frame like a shelf? Oh, you got your gutter poles up there. Got your little reel behind. Oh, you got your screw fix jointing compound. Yeah, boy, represent. Hello, Mishi.
Hello.
Want to come say hi?
The original copy.
Thank you very much. All right, I got it. Come say hi.
No.
Come on.
No.
Come on.
No.
Come on.
No. Hi.
Say hi.
Oh my god.
PWSAS sell Kranzel. They do. They've got like a whole Kranzel lineup. Yeah. Expanding foam is a nightmare. That's a tiny pole.
Oops.
Matt's taking clips of me and taking them out of context, and he's cutting them so that I sound like I'm saying rude stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Do I tag Julia in the fingers clip? We had these jet washers at my old work, and they constantly packed up. Oh, the Kranzel ones. Rapid Strip Pro for the expanding foam and pressure wash. Had to ask Pure Seal for some advice. No way. Well, I mean, it's going to be a great transformation. Make sure you take loads of pictures, because that's going to be a great one for the portfolio. Just to show that you can like do a job like that and it can come out looking good. Speaking of Pure Seal, they've just done a discount on Hypo. Hypo is now like really cheap. $73.50 including VAT for 3 25-litre drums of Hypo, which is what I pay at the farm shop. $73.50 divided by 3. That's less. It's £24.50 per drum. Obviously plus delivery, but they say play around with the delivery because you might, for pallets and stuff, you might get a better deal. But also they're doing another one, which is Hypo and surfactant. Where was that one? I'm probably not going to be able to find it, but they had like a Hypo.
Is that a climbing wall?
Oh, look, this one. So it's 83 quid with surfactant. 2 1-litre bottles of surfactant. Hi Darren, thanks for subscribing. Which isn't bad really, is it? It's the delivery that's going to get most people, because that's what puts everyone off. Is, I mean, to deliver big chunky bundles like that, it's not cheap, is it?
No.
I've ordered my new phone.
I know. I was there.
I'm talking to everyone else. With that job you did, the concrete driveway, don't you think you should have mixed matte and clear sealer together? That's why it was patchy. Matte and clear. Don't think you should have mixed matte clear sealer together. Matte and clear sealer together.
Did you do that?
It's the same sealer. I got advice from Nigel. And he said rather than running out and trying to do an extra coat and having to order more product, they're both the same product. It's just one has more xylene in it, I think. One's got more resin and the other one's got more xylene. So they're interchangeable. You can sort of thin it down. What's your thoughts on Spinaclean Pro 20 Honda Smelt? They've got a new pressure washer called the Honda 20 Smelt. Spinaclean Pro 20 Honda.
It's not going to have your name on it. He's just asking you.
Might do.
He's like talking to you.
I think they've actually done one with my name on it.
You're such a liar. I ain't afraid no bullshit.
Lincoln Honda Pro 20X. Are we talking this one? Is this what we're talking? Slipstream Pro. What did he say? Spinaclean Pro 20 Honda. There's a couple. Slipstream. Pro 20. I'm going to assume it's this one. So what we're talking? GX390. Starting off strong.
Now I'm bored.
Oh, you're not... Is this not fun for you? Is it because we're getting into the real nitty gritty and it's just going over your head? Is this too technical for you?
No. I'm the fixer of all technical stuff. You want me to finish the wine?
When the wine's finished, the coffee will be ready to drink.
It's all cold water in there.
Mostly cold water?
It's all of it.
No, it's not. Evening, Bert.
Bye then.
Love you.
Love you.
Thanks for the coffee. 18 litres per minute. Unparalleled surface cleaning. I don't know. I think we've just found a parallel. I feel like this is... I mean, it depends how much you want to spend, doesn't it? So including that, 2880. I mean, you can't. It's hard to compare machines like this because they're all pretty much the same, apart from fittings and fixtures. Things like, do you get the easy start valve? Well, this one, yes. By the looks of it, you do. So that's a very useful thing to have. This little nodule here. Oh god, I can't move that valve there. Open it up, start the engine, relieves the pressure from the pump and helps the starter turn over. Close it up when you're ready to get going. That's a nice thing to have. Not all of them have that. It's got, by the looks of it, a return to tank bypass, which is useful. Doesn't come with a buffer tank, by the looks of it, so that's strange to be selling like a starter kit without a buffer tank, I feel like. So just prepare yourself. If you've got a return to tank bypass but no buffer tank, it means you're gonna have to either buy a buffer tank or make one. Doesn't have a pressure gauge on it, and by the looks of it, we've not really got any fancy fittings on there. It'd be nice to have some fancy fittings if you're spending that sort of money. Do we know what sort of lance it comes with? We've got a generic looking surface cleaner, which looks like the one I've got actually, and it does a good job. Mine was from Equip to Clean. Stainless steel surface cleaner. Looks like a nice one. But yeah, we don't really know much about the lance. Adjustable fan lance. Ew. Why has he got one of them on? Not sure why it's got one of those instead of interchangeable nozzle heads. So that potentially means you don't have a turbo. Are we talking about the right one? Let's just double check. The anvil. Is that the one you wanted to talk about? So it looks like you wouldn't be able to pop the end of that lance off and put a turbo nozzle on. So you'd have to get like a separate turbo lance. This image here is a triple bar surface cleaner, but the one here is a twin bar, so it's worth verifying which one that is. I'd recommend the twin bar if I was to be able to choose between them now. So where's that going to? That's not going anywhere. So it's a bit of a strange image to use. Like, it's clearly in action. They're clearly doing something here, but the machine's not actually hooked up. Strange. There's no water supply going into that machine. There's a hose over here with what looks like a buffer tank, but we just don't know. I don't know. Personally, this is like a generic pressure washer. The fact that it's got that lance on it shows you that it's like a generic builder's pressure washer, where they're going to use it for rinsing down driveways after they've got it all messy and stuff. I would personally, instead of that, I'd consider something like this, and then get like the turbo pack, or if you really want to, you can get the ultimate pack that's got the surface cleaner in it, and that's still around about the same money. How much money are we talking? 288. Oh, 24 plus VAT. Yeah, so this is actually cheaper as well, and it's going to have all the nice fittings on it and stuff. Again, you are going to need to buy a buffer tank with it. But it's going to come with 30 meters of hose, surface cleaner, a separate wash down lance, and a separate turbo lance, so you can flick between them. You can have the proper triggers and stuff. Like it's just miles better, I'd say personally, but that's just my opinion. My Kranzel was a used machine and it's easy to fix and service. Parts are easy to get. I did my drive and it honestly competes with some of the petrol machines. I mean, at 11 litres per minute, I'm sure it probably does. That's around about the same as what my first petrol machine was. Speaking of electric machines, what's the agenda for today's stream? I'm going to talk bollocks for 3 hours and you guys are going to ask the occasional question and I'll see if I can answer. I don't know. Hiya James, you're right mate. Mark, welcome. I can't get on the website. I can't get on Equip to Clean anymore. I think I've been blocked. Look, every time I try and get on. Can anyone else get on Equip to Clean? Accept the risk and continue. I've accepted the risk. This is a huge risk at the moment. Does that mean their website has been compromised? Well, it's been like this for the last however many months, I don't know. It says domain blocked. Domain blocked? Does that mean they've blocked my IP address from looking at the website because they don't like me? Maybe they don't like me. I wouldn't blame them. Where are you based? Andrew, I'm in Redditch. Where are you based? It's not happening. Can anyone else get on this website? When's the sausage party? It's a good question. For anyone who wasn't here last week, I think me and Darren are going to organise like a shop meet at Stafford, PWS. And Darren's going to get the butty van. And we'll all turn up in our big boys vans and have a sausage party. And eat some breakfast. And talk about our machines and our poles and stuff. It's going to be called the Smelty Sausage Fest. Because you're saying rude stuff. Jake, are you paying for Smelt's Christmas party? I mean, if you guys want to do a Christmas party, I'll be down. I'd like to do go-karting, actually. That's a fair point, actually, because now that some of us are self-employed, we don't get Christmas parties, do we? Like at my old place, there'd be a Christmas party. And all the staff would go for a meal and do something fun. And pretend everyone likes each other. But now, we're just sort of on our own, aren't we? So maybe we should all meet up. Jake's Christmas sausage party. Jake's pigs in blankets party. What I really need is Pure Seal to do 4 drums of hypo and 2 bottles of boost. Then there's no half bottle left over. That's a good point. That's a good point, because if you have 3 and then 2 litres, you got some boost left over. Very good point. He is, and we're all invited. I ordered that deal from Pure Seal, was delivered 2 days later. Nice. I'm waiting for some synergy to come through, because I'm doing like a warehouse clean in the next few days. That should be next week's video, hopefully. Still can't get on this website, you know. Domain blocked. I think they hate me. I would ask if Sophie has had a go on your pressure washer, but sticking with the theme of this evening, hey Sophie, have you ever had a go on Jake's Lance? She was blown away by the power when she first When I first turned that baby up, almost blew her socks off. Let's get a yawn count on it. Has she been yawning in the background? No way. What could be more interesting than us all talking about litres per minute? Squeegee Dave, welcome. Blame the kids. So it's in the chat, not sure how you reply to specific messages. I've never seen his Lance. And I was tired, not bored. God's sake. Oh, it comes with a turbo. I missed it, mate. I'm sorry. I'm glad I was able to catch the live stream. I just put my business together for the pressure washing. For pressure washing. Bit late in the year, but better late than never. What advice could you give to finding customers? Well done, James. Regardless of whether it's later in the year or not. Too late in the year or not. Just, yeah, well done for actually doing it. That's the first step to something. I just need the coffee to kick in and then we'll be good. What advice would I give you for finding customers? Start doing friends and family. This is what I say to everyone. Do friends and family. Free or cheap jobs. Only friends and family. You don't do free or cheap jobs for anyone else. Just friends and family. This is something that Steve Shires, I think, told me a couple of weeks ago. He says by the time you're ready, but by the time you get to your first paying customer that's not related to you, you should be charging full price. You should know what you need to be charging and charge them full price. And you should understand the service that you're offering as well. Which I think is good advice. Because I thought, oh, when you're first starting out, are you supposed to do things cheaper because you're not very experienced? But it's like, no, because you should have, at that point, done your research. You've invested in some equipment. And you should kind of know what you're doing, really. So do friends and family jobs and take photos of everything that you're doing. Take some good before and after pictures. And if you want to see some examples, I'm not trying to brag, but I think mine are pretty good. Just as an example, just because when you take them from the same spot, it makes such a difference to a before and after photo. So having the before and after pretty much in exactly the same spot, you can really see a massive difference. And the way I do it is I'm referencing the top of the gutter where it bends here and the bottom of the step. Top of the gutter, bottom of the step. And it's the way I do all of my before and after pictures. So they're all pretty much in exactly the same spot. And I really think they do look so much more effective. And obviously it's not easy to get them bang on, but some people take a before picture from the bottom of the drive and then an after picture from the top of the drive, and it just doesn't hit as strongly. But basically what I'm saying is take pictures of everything that you're doing, start a Facebook page or an Instagram page or whatever, and just start putting a portfolio together and just try and post every few days. You can stagger the posts, so don't put all your content out all at once. If you've got a few photos on your phone, don't stick it all out at once. Try and stagger it throughout the week. What I would do, personally, I think is really effective. I only know social media stuff, so if you were to ask someone else, they might tell you to put leaflets out, make a website, start running Google ads or something. I don't like any of that sort of stuff. I think before you start running ads, you need some content. And I think Instagram or Facebook is a great place to put your portfolio, to put your content and store all your photos. I see this as like a storage solution, so I can stick all my photos on here and they're going to be here forever, hopefully, unless Facebook goes down or whatever. But if you haven't got content, there's no point in paying Google to promote your page, where it's not really going to be that effective. So I only really know social media. What I would do is make a Facebook business page linked to your personal page, and then join all of your local community pages. So my town is Redditch. There's a community page for Webheath, which is just up the road. There's one for Ashford Bank. There's one for Abbeydale. There's a Church Hill community page. So it's all these little subsections in my town that have got their own little, neighborhood watch pages or whatever they are. And occasionally they allow you to advertise like once a week on there. And so just say, hi guys, just started my business. I'm offering pressure washing, gutter cleaning, whatever it is that you're offering. Put a nice picture on there, a couple of pictures that people can click on. This is where I'm based, so I'm very local. Does anyone need anything over the next couple of weeks? Because I've got some availability. Just try and be like personable. Don't make an advert. Make a story. I've been seeing lots of adverts recently, and I don't think they're effective. I don't think people want to see adverts. You get engagement on social media through telling a story or being relatable or having something interesting to read or an interesting photo or a video or whatever. You don't get engagement by saying, if you don't clean your gutters out, you could risk damage to your property through water ingress. Here's a picture to show you what can happen. Like, don't use scaremongering tactics, because I don't think people want to see that sort of stuff. People don't want to be advertised to, in my opinion. If you can turn it into more like a little story, or this is what happened today. You know what I mean? Is there anyone following? Am I talking absolute bollocks? That's what I would do. No way, that's the thick end of $3,000. Their prices are unreal. Someone there's on drugs. I mean, I wasn't going to say it like that, but I heard Jake's extended lance is carbon and very light. Trying to think of something funnier to say, but struggling. Thank you, Ad. It was quite a stressful job. Do you want to know something about that job? Oh, Millhouse, I got a Pixel 9. I've pre-ordered the Pixel 9 just for the camera. And also, what I'm going to be doing, I've got an unlimited data plan. So what I'm going to be doing is using this phone as a live streaming phone, and I'm going to hotspot it to my unlimited data phone, which I'm going to use for filming videos, taking pictures, general phone calls, all that sort of stuff. This is just going to be like a camera where I'm going to set up on a tripod, and I might do some live streams on site. If the signal's good enough, we could even take it round with us. I've got this, which is a microphone that goes in there, and then I got a lav mic with a little afro on it, and that goes on here. So what I could do, if the battery lasts long enough, oh, my little afros fell off. What I could do is have that on a tripod filming, and you still be able to hear me from, 5-10 meters away perfectly clearly, because I'll be talking into this. So that's cool. I might do that. Pixel 9 for the mainly for the camera, so I can use it to film my YouTube videos. I like this camera for like time lapses and stuff, but I think I want to. This doesn't do close-up stuff very well. As soon as you get close, it's blurry. You can't really focus in on stuff. So like say my Pixel box here. If I wanted to really focus on that, it won't. It just won't. because it's like a static field of view or focus or whatever. It's like everything is in focus apart from everything up close, you know what I mean? Because it's like an action camera. What was I talking about? The ceiling job looks stressful. I was going to say something. Oh, I was going to say something and then I saw the comment about the phone. Oh. I was going to say something really good. You guys have really lost out on that there, because that was going to be a banger. I don't know what it is. It's gone. You guys have really lost out there. Some little rat shouting outside. Right. Safe. Need help. Been asked to clean an internal rubbish bins area. It has painted floors. What would you use for cleaning? Chemical to degrease, clean a multitude of stains and leave a nice odour. 100% synergy from Pure Seal. It's the only product for it's not. That's total rubbish, but it's a really good product for the job. It smells like lemons. Or orange, citrus scent. It's either lemon or orange. I can't remember. It's a degreaser. It melts dirt. You can use it for oil stains, cladding, gutters, fascias, soffits. The only thing I'd say about cleaning like bin areas, you've got to be kind of careful. No, that's if you're cleaning bins. I remember. If you're commercially cleaning bins, you need to take the waste away with you. You can't just like pour it down the drain. I was asked to quote one a while back and I read into it a little bit. And I think you either need a license or you need to be able to contain all that dirty water and take it away with you. It can't enter the sewers. Yes, on it now. I can. Yes, I can. What are you guys talking about? What are you guys talking about? Oh, you on the Equip to Clean website. Sorry. They've got a new electric machine and I thought it looked quite nice. I'm down for that. Love a sausage fest. I've got a job I'm not looking forward to in the next couple of weeks. Customer had patches of their patio regrouted, wrong colour, and has got it on the edges of the slabs. How do you get cement off? It depends what slabs they are, but generally you could get something like, if this is underrated, I don't know if many people know about this, but I discovered it about 12 months ago. If you go on the shop on Pure Seal and then scroll down to whichever surface you want to clean, so say it's Indian sandstone cleaning, sandstone stain removal, concrete and grout remover. Does all the work for you. You don't even have to think about it. Done. Order it. Sorted. So as long as you use these categories on the side, you'll know whether that specific product is suitable. So if I'm going to go limestone, for example, you're not going to use any acid on limestone. So instead, you'd use, well, I guess concrete and grout remover isn't acid based. What is it? Powerful removal, no sulfuric or phosphoric acid, environmentally friendly. I guess you can use that on limestone as well. Clean. Can you use phosphoric acid on limestone? That's interesting. Acid based product. Curious. I don't think you'd use hydrochloric on limestone. Yeah, so that's neat. I go for a Happy Meal on my own for my work's Christmas party. Oh, that's so sad. Little Happy Meal. Oh, you didn't like the assault rifle, Lance? Do you think it's that bad? This thing. Equipped to clean. Domain blocked. I just can't get on. I think it's me. Probably not a good idea to walk around with one of them, to be honest. And it's a gimmick, innit? Because you're not going to use it. If your customers saw you using that, it just... Maybe for like the odd viral video. I might get one and make a viral video. Alcohol and coffee, now that's a mix. The spray was pretty crazy. See you, Soph. Dauntless, she doesn't watch my stream. She just wants to know if we're talking about her. She left the room and then thought, is anyone talking about me? I'm saving all my photos for after Christmas and then planning to post every 2 to 3 days for consistency. The idea is having a couple of months so the posts get pushed. Consistency pushes the views, which may push the custom. That's a good plan. If you're planning on doing like a soft launch now and then go all out in the new year, still do stuff now, but yeah, saving all your content for the new year might be a good idea. I might push it a little bit later than, you know, instead of doing it just after Christmas, I'd probably leave it until about February. February, March is when people start looking into getting their driveways and patios done, generally, in my experience. Any recommendations for the best product to remove sealant from block paving apart from Pure Seal? What sort of sealant? We need to know which type of sealer it is before. I think actually I saw on the Screwfix website, they do a sealer remover. It only comes in a litre. Oh, it only comes in 400ml. Tile sealer. I'm sure I saw a bigger bottle than this. 100ml? Nah, that can't be right. For silicone and acrylics. So is this not for the cured acrylic silicone sealant residue? I don't know if that's for their... That's probably not for their water-based sealer, is it? I think Prompt Peak used a graffiti remover to remove his water-based acrylic seal, but that was a Pure Seal product. And then for like resin-based stuff, you probably want xylene. But I've never done it really. I've never stripped a drive before. And chances are you might not even need to strip it. If it is like a resin xylene based sealer, you can just go over the top of it with more sealer or xylene. No worries, James. With the advertising, I've done Facebook for a long time, but started out about 6 months back in a local magazine that distributes to around 30,000 magazines a month. Started picking up jobs from a lot of older customers and good jobs as well. My issue with those magazines and stuff is, don't you pay about £30 a month for that? Someone tried to sell me a spot in a magazine for about £40 a month, and like, I'd never heard of the magazine. Apparently it was like a local magazine in Redditch. I'd never heard of it. And the spot was like £40 a month. And I just thought, get away from me. There's no way I'm paying that. They just phone you up out of the blue and just try and sell you. Like, if someone approaches me like that, trying to sell me website design, leaflet design, advertising space, anything like that, if you approach me, I'm not interested. Pretty much. Because most of the time it's a scam. Matt, what are you talking about? Charles, welcome. You think it's a wise idea saving all your work, Matt? Good idea for the new season, mine. To be fair, how's your work been? Rich, welcome, mate. You're right. What sprayer do you use for sealing? It's called the Chapin 1949. This little baddie. Oh, B&Q sell it on their online store by the looks of it. I think I got mine from Pure Seal. Comes with two little nozzles. One's like a high flow nozzle, which puts a lot of product out, and the other one's a smaller one. What are the thoughts on a once-off jet washing at 200 a night? Was just finishing up Karcher, neighbour called me. Yeah, only across the road from me the garage was running a car wash 1 AM. What are your thoughts on a one-off jet washing at 10 o'clock at night? Was just finishing up Karcher and a neighbour called me. Okay. That is a bit late, really. 10 o'clock at night. People have got kids in bed. Mind you, I start leaf blowers up at 6:30 in the morning, so who cares, really? I don't think you're allowed to go that late at night, are you? I'm not really sure, to be honest. I don't know what the rules are. It's pretty antisocial, I'll be honest. You should have packed up at 6 and come back the next day, in my opinion. Good tip for the Pure Seal website. Didn't realise they had tabs on the side. No worries, mate. If you're on a phone, you might have to scroll to the bottom to find all the categories. Oh, that's for silicone sealer, is it? My bad. Are you doing anything with Nexus Pro Joint Titan? I'm interested in using it, but I'm too tight. Yes. This week, Wednesday. They're sending me out Thursday. It should be arriving today or tomorrow. Be tomorrow now, wouldn't it? They're sending me out 7 tubs to use on a job on Thursday, which I'll be filming. I'm in 2 magazines, 3 areas, £100 each, £300 a month. Great for brand awareness and tends to be high-end valuable customers. All in goes through 35,000 houses a month. I just wonder how many people are actually reading them. Do people have to sign up? Do they have to like subscribe to this magazine to get it posted through their door, or does it just go through their door? My first advert in a local village advertising book starts next month. Anyone I've spoken to gets work. Yeah, I mean, if it works, it works. I don't know. I just don't trust stuff like that because it's very it's not tangible. I can't say this is how much work you're going to get from it. And I know with any sort of advertising, it's the same, but I just don't like it. I don't know. I've been thinking about something. Does anyone know if you can get like a gardener hose for a water-fed pole rated to like 60 degrees? How hot can you do this? 30 degrees. Cold water systems, water up to 30 degrees. Because I want to run like hot water through one of these. Reinforced flexible pole hose. Oh, this is a thick one. 36% heavier than the standard hose. Doesn't say if you can use it with hot water. Oh, for use on water systems up to 55 degrees. That's pretty much... That's almost there, to be fair. Darren gave me an idea. The lime green one is for hot water. Ooh, is it? Hot pole hose with fittings. Oh, is Darren here? I need to ask Darren if you can run a boiler using low pressure fittings, or do you need to run a boiler? Can I run a boiler with like a 12 volt pump, or does it have to go through a pressure washer? Do you know what I mean? I have no idea how a boiler works. Because my idea is to have like a pure water tank. This is for cleaning solar panels and stuff. A pure water tank hooked up to a 12 volt pump that runs through a diesel boiler, just a small diesel boiler that heats the water to about 50-60 degrees. Hot water systems up to 100 degrees, look. That's what I need. So run it through that with the water-fed pole and the brush, and you can do hot pure water on solar panels, and I feel like that would be the way to go. You wouldn't need any chemical. That should just melt all the liching off, shouldn't it? And the bird poop. Like washing the dishes with hot water. I want to know how hot my kitchen tap gets. Would the heat crack the crystal on the solar when it's cold? I suppose you'd have to figure out exactly how hot you can get without potentially causing damage. I mean, in the winter, if the panels are frozen, that could be an issue. Taking them from frozen to like 50-60 degrees could potentially be an issue. So you'd only need a little diddly one. 15 litre, 240 volt, 250 bar. So I'm looking at this and I have no idea where the water goes in or comes out. I don't know what I'm looking at all. And I don't know what runs it. Does your pressure washer suck the water through? I have no idea how. I need to talk to Darren. Or you just heat the whole tank of pure water, which seems like a waste of energy, really. It's a lot of water to heat up. I wonder if you can have a smaller tank with a float valve on it. I've got it. Big 500 litre tank of pure water. Smaller 10 litre tank with a float valve in it. And inside that little 10 litre tank is one of these immersion, asphalt immersion heaters, like this thing. You drop that into the tank, oh, this is a floating one, perfect, something like that, right? You drop that into a little 10 litre tank. You can set the thermostat so you can figure out how hot you want it. And then whenever you use water out of that tank with your 12 volt pump, the float valve draws more water from the big tank and fills it up. And then, so this little immersion heater and thermostat is only heating 10 litres of water at a time. It's only maintaining that temperature for that water. I think I'm a genius. That'd be such a sick system to build. And that way you could, I bet you could run all that off solar panels. Window cleaning with an immersion heater, did he? How's the video doing? Oh, I'm on the wrong account, doesn't matter. Cheap hot water immersion heater controller.
Amazon. Home.
Shush.
And welcome to the video. In today's video I'm going to be fitting the immersion heater controller made by Spring Europe.
Sorry. It's the music.
To run the immersion heater, and that gets the temperature up to about 40-45 degrees depending on the starting temperature, so it does get it up quite nicely. But I always say it's like trying to wash your dishes with cold water. It's a lot easier if you're using hot water. And it's the same with window cleaning. You get all the marks off, all the fly marks, everything, snail trails. You get the frames nice and clean, really easy. And I'm probably making £40 to £50 extra every day by using the immersion heater. This is what I'm going to fit, and I'm hoping this will help
Have you,
a little
Dave?
bit with the price of electric.
How are you,
What the immersion heater control...
Squeegee Dave, how are you powering that? Do you just plug it in overnight? Or have you got solar panels, or have you got some sort of battery?
It does is...
And how long does it take to heat up a 500 litre tank? I'd expect that to take... This is the wrong video, go to his older one. Is this not a good one?
The float switch does take quite a bit of pushing in, but you need it to be tight. So you don't want, when the water's hot, you don't want that popping out and draining your tank down. So the next thing to do is fit the temperature probe. So to fit the temperature probe, you've got to drill another hole to get your bulkheaded connector in. So you don't... One of the first videos I ever released on my channel was fitting an immersion heater coil into my tank. Just over a year on now, and I've used it a lot. I've had a lot. It's up to around 50 degrees.
Ooh.
And that usually works pretty well. How much does it cost to run an immersion heater? Well, my immersion heater is a 2 kilowatt heater. I run it for 10 hours a night. My electric costs me 11.5p per kilowatt hour. So with a 2 kilowatt immersion heater, that's 1 kilowatt hours I use, or 2 units I use each hour, so that's 23 pence an hour. If I leave my immersion heater coil on for 10 hours, it's cost me £2.30 to run it for a whole night, to have a tank of hot water all day the next day.
God, that's not bad.
How much heat does it lose over the...
And it lasts all day. What he's about to say. So you turn it on overnight, it heats the whole tank up, and then I'm guessing that the tank is like wrapped in some sort of insulation layer to stop it losing as much heat as possible. The tank is wrapped in silver Screwfix bubble wrap. Oh, this is good, isn't it? So I wouldn't even need like solar panels or anything. I just plug it in when I get home, let it heat up overnight. This would be like great for the winter as well, because it'd stop everything in your van like frosting up, because your whole tank would be like emitting heat. What a great idea.
Whole day. I've got my tank really well insulated. I wrapped it in a space blanket insulation that you can see on the original video, and I find that it only loses about 10 degrees over the whole day. So by the end of the day, if I started off with about 50, I've still got water in the tank which is 40 degrees, which is plenty. Why did you fit the immersion heater coil instead of the water on demand heater? There's a couple of reasons. First of all, I didn't like the idea of carrying gas bottles around. To carry a gas bottle around, you need to have it in a crate and have it vented, and I didn't want to be messing around with that. The second reason is, come to winter and your van's always cold, it always freezes up overnight when it's really cold, you have to put a heater in. I don't have to bother with that anymore. The hot water coming from my tank keeps my whole van nice and warm. Why did I use a 2 kilowatt immersion heater coil instead of a 3 kilowatt, even though a 3 kilowatt is quite often cheaper to buy? A 3 kilowatt immersion heater coil is too much for a household extension lead. If you do put a 3 kilowatt in, which I know a few lads have done, you need a separate circuit on your consumer unit to plug it in with, and a heavier duty cable. You can't just plug it in with a ordinary extension lead, because there's too much draw on it, the cable will get hot, you could end up having a fire. Does it leak? And what sort of seal did I put around it? All I did was use the little O-ring that came with the immersion heater when it first came, and I fitted it. I haven't used any silicone, and I've never had a single drip come out of it. I've only got an upright tank and I can't reach the bottom. Will this affect it? Well, yes, first thing in the morning you will get a cold spot in the bottom of the tank. Mine's fitted right at the bottom, but I know a few folks that got it fitted a bit further up. I know certain ones that have fitted a little pump to circulate the water around as it's heating, but I don't need to do that because mine's fitted right at the bottom. So the lower to the bottom you can get it, the better heat distribution you'll get through the whole tank. I have found when I start off in the morning, the temperature might be, say, 40 degrees when I first take it. By the time I got to the first job, the tank's sloshed around, the whole lot's had a chance to heat up and all mixing together, and it's normally gone up by about 10 or 15 degrees. Have I fitted a thermostat? Well, the immersion heater coil that I use has got 2 thermostats fitted to it. The one controls the temperature, and then the second one is an override over the whole lot. I hope this has answered a few questions for you.
Thank you, Dave. It has. I feel like I wanted to like design. Oh, it's a big chunky thing, isn't it? It doesn't cost that anymore, probably more, around £6 to £7 per night. Really? Has energy gone up that much? Oh, it's a big chunky thing, isn't it? Bloody hell. And do you think, can you have any tank? You know those tanks that you get like Tanks Direct, for example. Could you have something like any one of these tanks, are they all sort of suitable for hot water? Or are they going to go all bendy and floppy? Slimline, upright. Something like that, for example. Does it say whether it's suitable for hot water? I don't think it does. They'll be fine. As long as it has a flat side it can go on and you can reach the inside to tighten up on installation. Yeah, so if you have like a big tall tank, you're not going to be able to get your arm inside. So something like that would work quite nicely actually, wouldn't it? You could even fit your reels on top then. Ooh. Imagine this for like a solar panel cleaning business. I feel like I want to set up a second van and start advertising solar panels.
Heater coil. I've been told that the best place to put it is approximately a third of the way along the tank and as low down as possible. The reason for this is when the immersion heater coil gives off heat, it starts a convection current which moves the water around your tank, thus heating the whole of the tank and helping you have hot water all the way through. So now we've got to work out roughly where we're going to put it as low as possible. If we get the flange, you can get a rough idea, and then we'll cut a hole in our tank. I know, a bit nervous. With a 64mm hole saw.
Scary.
So looking inside,
He looks young here, doesn't he?
Is here.
6
So
years
I'm gonna
ago.
go slightly back a little bit. So I've marked where it's going.
He's nervous, Eddie. You can see it in his eyes. He's like, I don't want to drill this tank. Please don't make me drill this tank.
And here we go with the drill.
Yeah, his dog's got the heated bed up on top. I met his dog a while back. Does anyone else use these hole saws? No, it's not the hole saws. It's the drill bits that are just like a flat thing that goes like that. It's got like a protruding thing. It's like a hole saw, but it's for smaller holes. I can never get a straight, like a round hole with it. It always ends up a square hole. I don't even know how that happens. I either drill too fast or too slow. It's a flat bit. Is that what it's called?
We clean out all the bits of plastic from the inside, and we'll clean the burr off from around the hole.
They're for wood. They're for wood, is that why? I'm trying to use them on plastic and they're just...
Coil.
That's a nice fit, that is.
Quite tight.
Oh yes.
On that hole. So you actually screw it in.
Oh, go on, push it, Dave.
Rubber O-ring there that goes
yes.
against the tank.
That is a good fit, that is.
I've got here
good
an
tight
immersion
fit.
heater spanner.
What?
Which you can get
Where'd you get an immersion heater spanner from, Dave? You can't just whip that out your pocket.
from a tool station. Fairly cheap.
Tool station.
You can start putting on your flange joint on the inside.
I love it when he talks about flange joints. That looks like a
Now
really...
we're just going to tighten up the immersion.
I feel like we shouldn't be allowed to do all this sort of stuff. Does this feel too like technical, too professional? I feel like we shouldn't be allowed to play around with this sort of stuff. It's very cool. Who's this?
Sam from Clear Choice Window Cleaning in
There you go.
Kiam. He's been trialling this. He's my little brother, giving me a hand out today and just helping me sort it out from his bit of experience from him already doing it.
So all we've got to do now is wire it up.
Or you have to wire it yourself.
So that's it. That's our immersion heater coil fitted. It's a bit fiddly getting the cables around and the earth to tighten up. You might need to turn it a bit to get in the right position, but we got there eventually. We've got our 13 amp fuse fitted and put on our RCD.
All that's left to do now is insulate the tank.
No, stop. Bloody YouTube music. Get me striked. Struck? Striked or struck? They just chew up plastic. If you're going to go through plastic, you need many sized. Just get a cone cutter step drill. Oh yeah, those ones that have got like multiple steps in them. It looks like something off Robot Wars. Dave cleaned and worked that whole, like, stop it, Luke. Don't panic, it's only a live 13 amp 2000 watt plug left in your van overnight. What could go wrong? Yeah, right next to the fuel tank.
Interesting stuff coming up. I'm next going to have a go at building my own power-up reel. Again, that's going to cost about £50, which is a lot less than you'll be charged if you buy one off the shelf. I hope this helps, guys.
That is very interesting. I feel like I can tackle a project like that. I want to make one now. Trouble are the 12 volt pumps? What are the pumps called? Shore flow, is it? Is it called a shore flow? What are the pumps called? What's the pump that I bought recently? Anyone know? Have you seen the Solar Tech C100 solar panel rotating brush? It's powered by the water pressure from your pressure washer. There's a video on YouTube. Yes. The only issue is I don't want to use... If I'm going to be cleaning solar panels all day... What is this song? If I'm going to be cleaning solar panels all day, I don't want a big heavy... I don't want to be using my power pole. I want to make it as easy as possible. I want a super light, good brush, hot water. I think that's the way to go. Pure water. Because if I'm using my pressure washer, I'm not going to use pure water through my pressure washer. There's no point. The amount of water you'd go through. I want a little on-off switch for the water flow. So let's look at the spec on one of these pumps. I don't think it's shore flow. It's not shore flow, is it? High flow. Pressurized water pump, freshwater pump. They're on the DA Components website. It's a pump and it's a Everflow. It's an Everflow pump. Let's just say, for example, we want 8.3 litres per minute for whatever reason. 60 degrees max temperature. Okay, so we're within range. I do sort of regret not keeping my small van. Jakey's talking about buying a little van because his car's like on its last legs. So he's thinking about it, I reckon. 100 psi 12 volt pump, about 6 to 7 litres per minute, you reckon? 5.3, 5.5. I mean, it's worth getting a chemical pump as well, isn't it? Is it worth getting a chemical pump? Aquatech, Everflow. I mean, you can always turn it down, can't you? Can you can reduce the flow, can't you? It's quite expensive for that, isn't it? 5 will be okay, you reckon? Okay, so we go with that. Now. Chat GPT. Hello again. It's worth being polite. Is there a maximum temperature which I can clean solar panels with? Avoid damaging them. There isn't a specific maximum temperature that universally prescribed. Here are some key guidelines. Avoid cleaning during peak heat. Solar panels can get extremely hot, especially during midday or in the summer. Cleaning panels when they're too hot can cause thermal stress, particularly if you use cold water on a hot surface. Okay. Temperature differential. Try and avoid cleaning panels when there's a significant temperature difference between cleaning solution and the panel surface. So if they're super hot or super cold, don't use the opposite. Use lukewarm water. If you must clean panels when they're warm, use lukewarm water to minimize the temperature difference. I want to know maximum temperature, but what is the hottest water I can use? Lukewarm water, ideally around 40 to 50 degrees. Helps avoid thermal shock. Using water hotter than this isn't necessary, and you could potentially cause issues. Will 50 degree water? Will 50 degree water help remove lichen from solar panels? Water at 50 degrees can help soften and loosen lichen on solar panels, but it may not be sufficient on its own to remove lichen. Lichen is tough. Here's how you can effectively deal. Use a soft brush or a sponge. After applying lukewarm water, use a soft bristle brush or a sponge. Mild detergent. Vinegar on solar panels. Pressure washing. Careful use. In some cases, a low pressure wash can be used, but this should be done cautiously to avoid damaging the panels. Ooh. It won't be 50 degrees by the time it's coming out the pole. That's a good point. Fun fact. When you pee, it's about 37 degrees average and contains ammonia. So by logic, if I pee on the solar panels... So we're talking around 50 degrees maximum, aren't we? But this is to avoid thermal shock. So thermal shock is like going from too cold to too hot too quickly and damaging the panels. What is too hot though? You know what I mean? If we remove thermal shock as a factor, what would be the maximum temperature water I could use on solar panels without causing damage? If thermal shock is not a concern, the maximum temperature for water to use to clean solar panels would generally be limited by the materials. Glass surface. Most solar panels are made with tempered glass, which can withstand relatively high temperatures. Sealants and adhesives used to bond the components of the panel might be sensitive to heat. Given these considerations, water up to 60 degrees could be used without causing immediate damage to the panels, assuming thermal shock is not an issue. Consistently using hot water might over time increase the risk of degrading the seals or adhesives. Keeping the water temperature to around about 50 degrees is safer and still effective for most cleaning purposes. Max Clean Pro is the best for using solar panels. adding 40 to 50 degrees water should be great. So what if I say how much more effective is, don't like this song, how much more effective is water at 50 degrees compared to room temperature water? How much more effective is water at 50 degrees compared to room temperature water when cleaning glass? The effectiveness of water at 50 degrees compared to room temperature, typically around 20 degrees, when cleaning glass can be significantly higher for several reasons. Warm water generally increases the solubility of dirt, oils and other residues, making them easy to remove. This is especially true for organic materials, which can dissolve or loosen more readily in warm water. Lichen, algae, bird poo, that sort of stuff. Enhanced chemical reactions. If using detergents, cleaning agents, warm water can enhance the effectiveness of these chemicals. Max Clean Pro potentially. TFR potentially. Better for degreasing. Not that that's really going to be an issue on a solar panel. Faster drying time. Secondary effect. Warm water can evaporate more quickly, reducing the chance of streaks and spots forming on the glass after cleaning. Mild dirt and dust. The difference might not be as noticeable. Cleaning water at 50 degrees can be roughly 30 to 50% more effective in dissolving and removing tougher residues compared to room temperature water. This is worth noting, isn't it? Safe Clean Eco is safe for solar panels. That's yeah, that'd be interesting. Although I think Max Clean Pro would probably still be the better. I think Safe Clean Eco, isn't that just like a biocide? Tallywhacker. Don't forget you need a controller for the pump. So when I built my little soft washing trolley, it was a toolbox. It was a little orange toolbox. And with the gardener backpack as well. As soon as you pressurize it, so as soon as you bend the hose, for example, those pumps have got pressure switches in them, so it like shuts itself off as soon as it detects too much pressure. So you could just fit a valve, a ball valve, to turn it off and on, and that'll essentially turn the pump off and on as well. I suppose you could use the ball valve to open it up slightly to change the flow. I don't know if that would be good for the pump. Or you can do what some people have done and attach it to like one of those controllers, like a Bluetooth controller, so you can just point at the van and turn it on or off. When it comes to like changing the actual flow of the pump through a controller, I don't know if you'd want to do that necessarily. Once you've got it dialed in to like a good flow, you'd probably wet the panels first, start scrubbing them, and then rinse. And I don't think you'd need to keep changing the flow. I think once you've got it set, you'd be fine. You can regulate the flow and easier to turn on and off when arriving and leaving the job. Another thing is, depending on how long that hose is, that green hose that we looked at, if that's like super long, if you've got 50 meters of hose, for example, everything in that reel, all the water in that reel, pure water, so it's not like disposable, it's quite high value water in the grand scheme of things. like if you've only got a certain supply of that water, and you've got 50 meters of it wrapped up in this hose, none of that is going to be heated. It's only the tank that's going to be heated. So as soon as you've filled that hose and you turn your machine off or whatever, you stop working, that water is going to go cold. Still going to be pure water, but by the time it goes onto the panels for the next job, you're going to start off with cold water every time. Maybe that's the way to avoid thermal shock. Spray it with like cold, lukewarm water, and then it slowly starts to come through hotter and hotter. You can use a univalve instead of a ball valve to turn the flow on and off. Is that the one where you sort of pull it or twist it? Spade bit? What are you talking about, Steve? I think Steve might be like quite far behind. Are you still talking about the drill bits? That was a while ago, mate. You need to catch up. You need to refresh the stream, buddy. Bloody hell. Something to think about anyway. Someone mentioned on my video earlier that they thought it might have been a better idea instead of using a brush. I don't know if anyone's seen tonight's upload, but instead of using a brush for this concrete drive, that it might have been more effective to spray it on first with like my chapping sprayer, which I wouldn't do. I wouldn't do around the edges, because trying to spray like a coloured sealer on, it'd go all up the walls, it'd go all up the door, it'd go everywhere. It's not so bad with a clear sealer because you can't see it that much, but I've tried it with tarmac sealer before and it just sprays everywhere. But someone suggested spray it on first and then sort of scrape it back with a roller, like back roll it, which I thought was quite an interesting idea. So with this stuff, you're sort of dabbing the brush and mixing around the pigment at the bottom of the barrel. I reckon for a sprayer you'd have to shake it every so often. It's quite nice footage when it's sped up, isn't it? I haven't really watched the video in full. I sort of edit it in parts, render it, check there's no issues, and then just upload it. I don't really watch it back, but it's quite satisfying, isn't it? There's got to be a more efficient way of not leaving so much pooling in between the joints. You want to be able to spray like just enough product on where it covers the surface, and then maybe sort of push it into the... I don't know. This doesn't feel like the most efficient method. It took ages. I don't think it was very effective. Oh, you pull it and it turns it on and off. Yeah, I'm quite keen to set up like a small solar panel cleaning van. Maybe I'll put some time into like designing a system first, because I don't have to have a van to be able to design the system, do I? I can just sort of do that in my back garden or whatever. I can buy a tank, buy the heater, the immersion heater, and just sort of get everything set up and working. And then I can have it on like a little pallet and then just drop it into the van maybe. Have a little hose reel. Gravity will always pull the sealer down into the lowest bits of the concrete. Yeah, but at least you're getting it on more evenly. The issue with the brush is you dip it and then it's like a race to try and spread it evenly, because it's all just falling out the bottom of the brush. Whereas with a sprayer, you can control, you can get it on the surface evenly first and then brush it or roll it in. So you're not putting too much down in blobs and then just trying your best to sort of spread it around. I haven't done this before. I haven't advertised my Instagram or my Facebook. I wonder if that's gonna draw any new followers. I should have took a screenshot of how many I've got before the video went live. I wonder if that actually works. I've got 1,194 followers as of tonight. We'll see if that changes. We'll see. I need to make a little bit of a shopping list tonight for my my solar panel cleaning van. And I suppose I should see if it actually works before I start advertising for it. I was thinking of making a separate website. How did you do that QR code picture scrolling thing? So if you go on, you might need to use the phone version. But if you go on Instagram and then let me just check before it pulls something up that I don't want you to see. It's not that one. Ah. So if you go on the settings and then QR code, you can like download the photo of it as well, or you can just take a screenshot. I think you can do it on the phone version as well. But the way that I did the scrolling thing, I literally just screen recorded my background when I was on the website. And I just sort of I got the mouse wheel and sort of went like that. Tried to get it like nice and consistent. Just screen recorded it. So the original footage looks like that. That's what the original looks like. I just sort of cropped it in the video editing software. Can I seal the driveway when sand is wet? Best not to, mate, no. If any moisture comes up through the joints and gets trapped under the sealer, you're going to risk it blooming and turning white. However, Pure Seal sell a sealer. It's a water-based sealer, and it is called Acryliseal. And people use this on the same day that they clean the driveway. So they'll wash it in the morning, resand it in the afternoon, and then seal it at the same time, and it's fine. I guess this is like a premium water-based sealer. And like, it doesn't matter if the surface is slightly damp, apparently, from what I've seen. I've not had a definitive answer from Pure Seal to say that you can use this while it's damp. But people suggest regularly that you can use this while it's damp. I guess because it's breathable. Acryliseal is solvent free, penetrates deep into the substrate, enhancing the surface colour. I think you need can take up to 3 coats to solidify the sand. I'd say more like 2 generally with the water-based sealers that I've used. 2 good coats will solidify the sand. It dried 5 days after washing, resanded, and the sand is still wet after another 3 days. So when you brush the sand in, you obviously brush the sand in dry. Did it then turn damp, or did it rain? Or is like the moisture coming in from the base, or has it been just raining regularly? And have you already bought the sealer? Because you might want to consider getting this stuff. I don't know. I can't give you like a definitive answer on that because this is just rumours at this point, but apparently this is really good for that sort of stuff. But it can be so stressful if you've cleaned a driveway and you know you've got to seal it and the weather just isn't playing ball, because the time is then ticking down. One, as to, you know, how long it's going to take for the weeds to start poking back up through, and am I going to have to clean it again? Last thing you want to do is pressure wash a drive and then weeds start popping up. What I'd recommend that you do, if you've got a weed killer license, is at that point just go around and spray a load of weed killer down, or get the customer to do it. Kill all the weeds, give it 24 hours or 48 hours, wait for a dry day, then brush in the sand. You want to try and, the moisture's coming up from underneath, you want to try and sand and seal on the same day. You don't want to sand and then come back 3 or 4 days later and then seal it. You want to do those two jobs all in one go, because then you're putting it down on like fresh dry sand. I had this down a dark alley. Oh, it just stayed wet permanently. I don't know what you can do when the moisture's coming up from underneath. I guess you just blasted so much water down onto the surface that it's just hanging around. It's not really been hot enough to evaporate everything. Maybe you sanded too early and you should have left it a few more days. Consider contacting Pure Seal and just asking them about this. Like, if the sand is damp and it's showing no signs of drying, can I still go over it with acrylic seal? Sand's getting wet after 20 minutes. Took a chance and it didn't bloom. What sort of sealer did you use? Was it a water-based one? Ten off, raining now. And tomorrow it's going to rain. Polyurethane sealer, but I'm not advising it. Oh, you've got some resi block, Seb. See you, Squeegee. Thanks for your advice, mate. That was last week, so the weather was good. Yeah, I don't know, mate. I don't know. Guys, I think I'm going to call it early, because I'm a little bit tired. And I've really not been taking notes this week as to I normally put a list of stuff I want to talk about, and I've sort of got through. I've only had 4 things on my list this week, and I've sort of got through them all. So I think I'm going to call it there. Just a short little stream tonight. No 4-hour nonsense tonight, but I do appreciate you all joining. Yeah, Seb, I would tread carefully, mate. It's a risky business, sealing. Conditions, generally, you want them to be perfect. If you've been ignoring it, no worries, but I have some updates on the quoting tool in your DMs. I've read it. I haven't had a chance to get back to you, mate. Sorry, it's been a very busy week. I feel like I haven't got time at the moment, for like extracurricular activities. Like, I'd love to spend some time on projects, on a quoting app, on like a solar panel cleaning setup, on videos that I've just had in my mind for like the last 12 months that I just want to have some time to just sit, plan out and do them. But the work comes first, unfortunately, and I've just been grinding at the minute, and it's difficult to even think about anything else. 2 kids at home as well. Like, it's difficult. It's difficult. Yeah, lots going on, mate. But things I put in the message have been resolved. I appreciate you, Jake. Enjoy your night. Later, shaggers. When will you record a video about no nonsense sealant? I don't know if I will, mate. There's I posted a video a couple of weeks ago. the tarmac sealing video, this one here, about halfway through this video, you'll see me spraying on Screwfix no nonsense sealer. So I do like a very quick walkthrough. So it might be worth watching that video there. So that was posted 3 weeks ago. You can't even see what I'm doing. This video here, tarmac sealing. It'll be full on nonsense. Right guys, I'm gonna go. Thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful evening. I will see you next week. Hopefully more videos to come. See you in a bit. Come on, play. Come on. You can do it. Come on, play the advert. Play the goddamn advert. Come on. Hey, becoming a paid member of the channel. Circle members and above will get access to my private Discord for members only, where you can pretty much get a hold of me 24 hours a day for inspiration, technical help, marketing advice, or just a general chat. I post pictures and videos that you won't see on any of my other socials. You'll be the first to hear about giveaways, special offers and announcements, and it's just generally a nice place full of like-minded people who are all heading towards similar goals. We've got various different experience levels. We've got a few professionals in the chat as well. If you want to push your business, in my opinion, this is the place to be. We also have two other membership tiers. One is just to show a bit of support for the channel, and the other one is for boosted members, which will not only give you access to the private Discord, but also loads of high quality promotional images for you to start your business. I know what it's like when you're ready to get going, but you don't have any before and after pictures to put on your leaflets. At the moment, there's about 150 images that you can use for pretty much whatever you like, and my intention is to constantly update these over the next few years with all of my before and afters that have helped promote my business. Last thing before I let you go, new videos come out every Monday night at 5:30, and then I go live at 7:30 to chat to you guys and answer as many questions as possible. We do live quotes for real customers and just generally keep up to date with everything going on in the pressure washing world. Thanks for watching. Back to the video.